Rank of the Seven Spellblades, Volume 3 Review. Back in June Volume 2, a Ring of the Seven Spellblades left us with the dramatic cliffhanger as Pete was abducted by a chimera. Now Oliver and the rest of his group have made it safely out of the labyrinth and back to the school, but they still need to work how to rescue their friend. Being first year students, Oliver and Co are discouraged from going back into the labyrinth to rescue Pete, especially since he seems to have been kidnapped by Ophelia Salvador. Ophelia is a fourth year student at Kimberly Magic Academy. She's also a succubus whose sin has always driven her fellow male students crazy, which led to Ophelia having isolated and focusing her magic more than making friends. She's capturing male students to complete her masterpiece, which requires draining down on their vitality. A search party consisting of 4 years and embarks on the trip to try to find Ophelia and save the students. But Oliver is not content to just sit and do nothing. Luckily for him, he's approached by Vera Milligan, one of the group fought within Volume 1, who offers to go down to the labyrinth with them to help on a rescue mission of their own. Until our protagonist doesn't fully trust Milligan, he realizes that if she does everything suspicious, they could probably take her down and ultimately having a fourth-year student to guide them through the labyrinth, especially one familiar with Ophelia, will be nothing but a benefit, given the need to find Pete before he and the other captives lost their lives. In the end, Oliver, Nana, and Chilla go on the journey with Milligan, leaving Guy and Katie behind at the school so they can take notes for the relevant classes and catch them up and their schooling upon their return. Given some of the horrors or group phase of the labyrinth, this turns out to have been a wise decision. Ranking the Seven Blades dreams an idea that there is a darkness lurking behind everything at Kimberly and that the further you get into your time there, the more corrupt you become if you haven't already died. This team have served the series as well for its first two volumes and once again for its third, especially with Ophelia's story. As Oliver and his group get closer to finding her, we'll see flashbacks of her past, whether it's haunted with betrayal and trust issues. By the end of the book, it's certainly rooting for the protagonist still, but it's difficult not to wonder what could have been but had Ophelia's life play out differently. But this installment of the series is just gripping as the books that came before it. I didn't find myself feeling like it was just an extension of Volume 2, and it stand on its own to went well. It doesn't help but a slimmer page count, 180 pages, which made me wonder if the author originally intended for it all to be the same book that was preferred. Due the page constructs are similar, this is a huge problem, but it does mean the storyline will be as memorable as its own entry. But perhaps will be overshadowed by the fresh start in Volume 4, where the group are becoming second years. Ranking the Seven Spellblades, Volume 3, comes to the west. Thanks to Yen Parasite continues to be translated by Alex Keller Nelson. The translation reads with no issues to note. This volume includes a list of characters at the beginning, which are fond of helpful references, giving how many side characters are involved this time around. It also tells you which years which characters are in, which again is very useful to have. Volume 4 of the series is currently scheduled for release in November. Overall, Rank of the Seven Spellblades continues to be a compelling and interesting read, while Volume 3 feels like an extension of Volume 2 rather than an old adventure. It doesn't mean it doesn't give us everything we come to know and enjoy the series for. 9 over 10.